Saturday night in the main event at UFC Fight Night 205, it's a women's strawweight bout between former UFC women's strawweight champion Jéssica Andrade and Amanda Lemos, live from the Apex in Las Vegas. Let's break it down. Amanda Lemos is 34 years old. She's 5'4" with a 65-inch reach and a record of 11-1-1 with 7 knockouts and 2 submissions. From Belem, Brazil, she took an interest in MMA in her 20s, making her professional debut in July of 2014 with a first-round knockout, and over the next 3 years went 6-0-1, with all of her victories being by stoppage before losing her UFC debut to Leslie Smith by a lopsided second-round knockout. After a 2-year suspension for testing positive for steroids, she returned in December of 2019, defeating Miranda Granger by first-round rear-naked choke. She followed that up with a dominant unanimous decision over Mizuki Inoue, and 7 months later put on an electrifying performance, dropping former Invicta champion Livia Souza with a thunderous right cross early in the first round before knocking her out with a powerful jab. In July of 2021, she blasted out Mexico's Monserrat Ruiz in the first round, catching her with an explosive counter right cross and dropping her with a perfectly timed left hook, which prompted the referee to call a halt to the action. On December 18, 2021, she made her biggest step up in competition, which she took on the wily veteran Angela Hill, engaging in an action-packed brawl that saw both women rocked with some brutal shots, with Lemos pulling out a razor-thin and controversial split decision. One of the most powerful women in the division, Lemos is excellent at controlling the center of the octagon as she methodically picks her opponents off at distance with leg and head kicks and possesses knockout power in both hands. Jéssica Andrade is 30 years old. She's 5'2" with a 62-inch reach and a record of 22-9 with 9 knockouts and 7 submissions. From Miranda, Brazil, Andrade grew up on a farm with aspirations of becoming a soccer player. She was offered a spot in a soccer club in Sao Paulo, but when her parents forbade her from moving, she began training in judo and in jiu-jitsu. She excelled at both and earned the nickname Pile Driver when she illegally used the move in an amateur match. She turned pro in 2011 and won 7 of her first 8 by stoppage before dropping a decision to former heavyweight Invicta champion Jennifer Maia. After winning her next 2 fights by submission, she was stopped with a brutal ground-and-pound by Liz Carmucci in her UFC debut. She bounced back with wins over Raquel Pennington, Larissa Pacheco, and Sarah Moras. After losing the rematch with Pennington via rear-naked choke, she moved up to strawweight, knocking out Jéssica Pinay in 2 rounds. Andrade followed that victory with a guillotine choke of Joanne Calderwood and a unanimous decision over Angela Hill to put her in line to challenge for the title against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. In an exciting but one-sided fight, Andrade was thoroughly outstruck by the champion, losing by a wide unanimous decision. Solid wins over Claudia Gabbardella, Tisha Torres, and Karolina Kowalkiewicz earned her a second shot at the title, taking on new champion Rose Namajunas. After getting the worst of the exchange in round 1, she was able to pick Rose up and slam her on her head, winning both the title and performance of the night bonus. Her reign was short-lived, however, as in her first defense she was quickly overwhelmed in a 42-second blitz by Wily Zhang, who viciously beat her with an onslaught of punches and knees before the referee stopped the fight. The following year, she lost her rematch with Rose Namajunas before moving up to flyweight, stopping Caitlin Chikagian with a powerful left hook to the body. In April of 2021, she challenged flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko, and despite being known as the more prolific grappler, she was thoroughly out-wrestled and dominated before getting caught in a crucifix and stopped with a merciless barrage of elbows. She returned to the octagon 5 months later, blowing out Cynthia Calvillo in 1 round after backing her against a cage and stopping her with an onslaught of right hands. One of the most physically imposing fighters in the division, Andrade is a highly aggressive pressure fighter who possesses tremendous strength, solid grappling skills, and excellent cardio. Will Lemos be able to use her reach and one-punch knockout power to smash her way into the top 10? Or will Andrade dominate with her immense strength and elite-level wrestling as she seeks another shot at flyweight queen pin Shevchenko? Tune in Saturday night to UFC Fight Night, Lemos vs. Andrade, and let's find out.